Member for Morialta, and then the member for Adelaide. Member for Morialta.
My question is to the Minister for Arts. Will the government be proceeding with Tarrkarri, the Aboriginal Art and Culture Centre, funded to be built at Lot 14? And with your leave and that of the House, I'll explain, sir.
Leave is sought. Is leave granted. Member for Morialta.
Thank you, sir. It's been reported that the review into the project was handed to the government on the 24th of April.
Minister. Minister has the call.
The Cabinet has received that report and we're considering what our options are as to the Tarrkarri project, and we'll update the House as soon as we can.
Very well. Supplementary from the member for Morialta.
Thank you. My supplementary to the Minister for Arts is, has the Minister, having had receipt of that report, has the Minister or the Government made any approach to the Commonwealth Government seeking that they move the $85 million that they have committed to the project into any other areas?
The Premier. Premier has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the Shadow Minister, or the Deputy Leader, for his question. As I've stated publicly on more than one occasion, the Tarrkarri project represents a significant decision that the government will have to make in the months ahead. What amounts to a firm view within the government is that this parcel of land, which is rare and therefore precious in its nature, must be best utilised for the long-term interests of the state. There isn't a parcel of land coming up between the Botanic Gardens and the railway station really in any of our lifetimes again. This is the only one. We want to get it right. We've commissioned the review. The Cabinet received that report last week, and a comprehensive presentation from the review panel members, and that is now under active consideration by the government and will be for the weeks ahead. What I think it's fair to say is the $200 million that was allocated towards the project previously was already seeing curtailment to the previous design in a way that compromises the project going forward. If we're going to do something here, we want to do it properly, and that's why it has to be considered very, very carefully, and we are considering the recommendations from the panel in that context. In terms of the specific element of the supplementary question from the Deputy Leader about approaches to the Commonwealth, naturally the government will be turning its mind to any opportunities to attract other revenue in the event that the project goes ahead at all. So that's what we have to work through. As it currently stands, the government's policy is to pursue the project, but we now have to contemplate that in the context of the full suite of recommendations from the expert review panel, and then in due course we can also turn our mind to other opportunities around funding. The funding from the Commonwealth through the previous city deal is still there. What I would say is I think that on any reasonable and objective analysis of the Adelaide City deal versus, I think, the Geelong City deal, yes, and versus, I think, was it the Wollongong City deal? You don't know what I'm about to say. The city deal that underpins the Tarrkarri project shows that Adelaide has not received a dollar weighted representation that other far smaller jurisdictions receive, which probably lends itself to the sort of negotiating tactics that underpinned the member for Passon's observations that were made very, very recently. So this isn't a government that is just going to say, just cop what we're given from the Commonwealth. We're going to actively fight to make sure that we get at least our fair share from Commonwealth expenditure into the future. But the Tarrkarri project, or the Aboriginal Arts and Culture Centre project more broadly, is something that we're taking very seriously. And like I said, what underpins the government's deliberations and judgments over the course of this journey is making sure that whatever we do works, and whatever we do properly first time round.